Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order. We have a quorum. I would love to entertain a motion to go into closed session, please.
So moved.
It's been moved. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. A motion to reconvene into open session, please.
So moved.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
It's been seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. Flag is over there. Ready? Begin. Thank you. Appreciate everybody wearing face coverings. We're trying to keep our meetings in person all the way through the rest of the school year. And if we can all deal with face coverings when we have this meeting, that'll facilitate that possibility. That is our preference, to meet in person. I need a motion to adopt the agenda, please.
So moved.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
It's been seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Announcement of actions taken into closed session. The board gave direction with negotiations for the non-represented group of the district. And do we have any recognition tonight?
No, next month, we're going to bring in the student leaders from both schools, though.
Okay, good. Bargaining unit presentations. Do we have anybody from STA tonight?
All right, hello, Chrissy Witcher here from 6th grade at Buena Vista. I'm also the STA treasurer. I was asked to speak at the very last minute, so I'm going to go with a news from the classroom theme tonight. So here are some quotes from the classrooms. Kinder is all about winter. Right before break, we had our Polar Express adventure with all of the bells and excitement of the holiday season. Now doing all things snowmen and winter, getting excited for the 100th day of school and our annual Penguin Day celebration. Also, kids are starting to really read, which is always an exciting time in Kinderland. First grade has wrapped up the Animal Parts and Adaptations unit in science using the STEM Scopes program. Now looking forward to using the Amplify program to launch our next unit, Spinning Earth, Investigating Patterns in the Sky. Second grade is doing states of matter in science, and students have been very engaged with different states of matter experiments. Now, skipping up to the middle school, 6th grade core classes continue to learn about ancient civilizations and social studies. Just before break, we wrapped up our study of ancient Egypt, which included a writing assignment describing our Felucca tour along the Nile River. We are now on exploring everything ancient India has to offer. In 6th grade science, students are working on argumentation based on evidence during their study of genetics. 6th grade math students are learning about fractions and applying fractions in real-world examples. And lastly, 8th grade science is working on an art project. Students are drawing free body diagrams showing forces on objects. The students are coming up with really cool, creative force scenes. They are looking at the physics behind motion. To conclude, all teachers are continuing efforts to create a safe learning environment for all students. Along with everyone else, we are trying our best to keep a smile on our face as we work through the ever-changing challenges of COVID. Our current situation has affected the entire community, and that includes the vast majority of Spreckels and Buena Vista teachers who continue to do their best to serve the students and the parents of this community. Thank you.
Do we have anybody from CSEA tonight? No? Okay, board member comments. I'll start on the end with Mike.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank the district for providing the COVID-19 antigen test kits to students earlier this week. I know my son picked up a test and got tested that day, so I'm very appreciative. At least 4,500 schools across the country canceled in-person instruction for one or more days this week. According to the data service Burbio, the new COVID surge is stretching already understaffed schools to the breaking point, and I encourage all of us to do everything we can to prevent COVID and its potential impact on the Spreckels community. Regarding the audio recording at the CTA conference in October, I listened several times to the public comments from the previous meeting and continue to read the correspondence I receive as we await the results of the independent investigation. And that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Chris?
No comments except to wish our board president a happy birthday,
Oh,
Steve.
thanks. I don't know what to say, except thank you, I guess. Okay. Stephanie?
No comment, thank you.
Okay. And Jen?
I just hope everyone had a great break. It was good to have a break and see friends and family. I'm always looking for the next break. Remember, spring break is coming up in March. Oh no, we have ski week in February. So I hope everyone is able to enjoy the week off in February as well. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Nice to see some of you again. And let's just move on with the meeting. That's all I have. Reports from the superintendent.
First, it's my daughter's birthday too, so, and I'm same age as you, so I can do the math.
Yeah, you don't have to do the math.
No, I won't do it tonight.
All right.
I do want to first start by saying Happy New Year to everyone. I know I speak for many when I say, sure hope 2022 brings a bit more joy, health, and peace for us all. It's been a tough couple of years, but we're getting through it. We need to continue being resilient and kind to each other. Picking up on what Michael said, I want to thank all the families who picked up the rapid tests on Sunday. We passed out about 500. I think the math makes that about 60% of our families. Consistent with the state's rising COVID rates, we have experienced in just the last 3 days more positive cases of COVID since the reopening. But the extra testing, in addition to other health and safety protocols that we had in place already, is helping to mitigate the situation. I do want to give a shout out to both site offices. Poor Charlotte was working hard today. Audrey. They're doing contact tracing and parent calling like never before, and the principals are leading that attack, so thank you. It's overwhelming, but again, our goal, of course, is to keep everyone safe and keep kids in school where they belong. We ask our parents, and we thank our parents for doing everything they can at home also to keep students as protected as possible as we get through this next phase. We understand that the ever-changing guidelines on quarantines, isolation, and testing can be quite confusing. They confuse us. Kate and I were on the weekly COVID call today, and I think we were more confused after than before. But we're going to do our best to communicate the changes to parents. The biggest one that we are clear about is that they've changed the quarantine or the isolation. For a positive case, it was 10, and now it's 5 days, regardless of the vaccination status, as long as the student shows no symptoms and tests negative. So that was a positive in terms of getting kids back, and that's where having these rapid tests is really going to help us out. In academic news, phase 3 of our bridging program is going very strong. Both sites have begun the after-school tutoring for identified students, and our pull-out intervention program is also in full swing. And finally, regarding the last meeting, first, thank you to the members of our community who participated and shared their perspectives at the board meeting. While many differing viewpoints were shared, we are pleased that common ground did emerge. Parent voices matter to us tremendously. We are grateful that despite differences of opinion, we're able to focus our attention on doing what is best to support our students. More than ever, our young people need a safe place to learn and grow. On-campus student clubs are and will continue to be a vital part of our school culture. Now that we have returned from winter break, it'll be a top priority to ensure that clubs like UBU will continue to be available to students, and that our policies pertaining to student clubs are clear, communicated, and effective. We will share more information with families once staffing and guidelines have been finalized, and bring the first draft of an updated board policy on student clubs to an upcoming board meeting. Again, thank you to everyone for their active involvement in our school.
Okay. Buena Vista Middle School report.
Oh,
Oh, please, yes.
Yes. No, no.
Hey, you do you.
It's only been one academic week since we saw you guys last. We had a 2-week break. But in that time frame, we did have some lovely winter concerts. Teresa was able to go to both of them. I was able to hit the chorus and choir concert, and they were fantastic. spoke about your kiddos at the concert and being here, which I so respect, that I tried to channel a lot of love to them.
Thank
and
you.
They did an incredible job. It was absolutely beautiful. I have a pretty good ear for music, and I usually have to wince a lot, smiling, when little kids are playing and I just cheer them on. It was incredible. I did not do that. Even with the little guys and the singing in the choir, it's absolutely, it's just really, really beautiful. And I'm very, very proud of them and how happy they were about it both nights. So I just wanted you to know it's so wonderful to have music. It's so wonderful to be able to let the kids show what they love. So thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Do you have anybody from SUEF tonight? How about,
No, wait, but there's possibility. Possibility, guys.
When is
Buy
it?
your tickets.
when is it?
It's in the email.
I didn't get the email.
I'll give you the email.
You're supposed to forward me that
Read your
email.
emails. I will.
Please forward me the
If you
email.
need the information, I will forward you
do.
the email. I will do that.
Okay,
Possibility.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't miss it yet, though.
No.
Okay. How about PTO? Anybody from PTO tonight? And then lastly, Bobcat Club. No, okay. Business information, fund balance report.
Powering up over here, most important part of the meeting, business, fund balance report. This is December 2021, so the first 6 months of the year. You can see if you look at page 7 of the agenda that we are actually tracking very, well, we're at about 33% of our revenues for the year. We'd like that to be closer to 50, and we should see an improvement in that in the January report because we'll recognize the property tax collection that just happened in December. So as usual, we are leaning on the reserve at this point to the tune of $1.1 million. Any specific questions, just come on over or give me a call and we can go into the detail.
Thank you. Any board members have comments or questions on that tonight? No. Okay. Moving on, facilities update.
So a couple of quick things on facilities update. The BD project has been on hold for the last 10 days, 2 weeks because of the weather. They are back now. We've had some nice drier days, and I think we have some dry days looking forward the next 10 days or so. And I have not heard from the contractor that they see a big impact to the schedule, which is still targeting to finish early March. Today, Kate and I worked on the ball wall graphics. We're going to do a mural with the Bobcat paw, some lettering. Yeah, it's going to be pretty great. We have a muralist working with us, so those are going to be, I think, adorable once that all happens. The other thing I want to report is related to the CISERCO assessment. You may remember a few months ago, we brought you a feasibility study request to walk through our sites and do a energy efficiency assessment. Well, that report's been completed. I got the first draft of it presented today, and it's just really fascinating information. And my request is to reconvene the facilities committee and present the findings to the committee and make then a recommendation to the full board. So if it's the same two of y'all, I can send some dates out and we could do a virtual meeting if that would be acceptable.
In person is fine with me.
Okay,
If it has to be virtual, it's okay too.
okay,
I can do virtual if it's in a pinch, like, if I'm across town or something.
yeah. Okay, I'll send some dates out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really exciting news. They gave us some solar options. They gave us some HVAC options. There's a big push just on what they call building enveloping, which is where you're looking at, things that we take for granted, like the gaps in doors and the amount of efficiency that is lost in that. And yeah, it was good. So I'll send y'all an email and then we'll go from there.
Terrific. Okay. Was that it for facilities?
Yes.
How about class configuration?
So this was through the end of December, and let me just get to that page really quickly. We have declined a little further, a total of 4 kids across the district. You can see this final line through December 9th, we lost 4 more students. And we, at management this week, talked about starting the process of interdistrict renewals, accepting new interdistricts, what our registration for 21 or for 22, 23 may look like. Should we start it earlier? So I think those decisions will be firmed up in the next couple of weeks because we recognize that there's a lot involved with the declining enrollment. And so I think it would behoove us to start our process a little earlier so we can be well prepared for the class configurations for the coming year.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay. Thank you. E-log, assurances.
This is just housekeeping for the state of California to go and check all the boxes and reveal my secret password when we print it out. So you all know my favorite color is purple. If you read the document, it seems strange to have assurances that when they print out, it tells you all of these things. You know, how they hack our CDE account. But basically, we brought you this plan 2 times in December, and then this is just us publicly stating that we will follow the rules of the plan of receiving the grants. Information only.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board? Moving on to the quarterly county treasurer's report.
Also, housekeeping, this is the first of 4, represents the activity through the first quarter of 2021.
Okay, thank you. I assume there's no questions there. Hopefully your personal portfolios are, well, hopefully they're not doing the same, but they probably are. Let's see, moving on to action. I'm going to need a motion and then staff can present it, please.
So moved.
It's been moved,
Second?
seconded. This is a motion regarding the roofing company proposal for BV.
So we've been fighting a leak in the BB roof for several years, and we've done everything we can to patch it and mitigate it, but it's just time to address this before it gets to a point that we're creating wet drywall, mold behind seams. And I had this vetted by one of our contractors, another contractor, to verify that the correction was appropriate and the price was fair.
Okay,
So
thank you for that. Any questions from the board?
I'm just very pleased. Thank you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm very pleased. Thank you.
You've seen the
Yeah,
floor?
yeah. Thank you.
I've been in a middle school not too long ago where the gym had a few spots leaking. It's not a cool thing to have.
No,
That's a teaching station, first of all, plus sports.
yeah,
So let's,
And it was a huge investment,
Yeah.
you know, originally.
yeah.
yeah.
How many years has it been, Eric, since that, 2006 or 8?
At least.
Yeah, so we're
Lizzie Prater was
past
the
10
8th grader.
years.
Yeah.
So we did do the gutters a few years ago,
Yeah.
thinking that maybe
Remember
part
that.
of this was gutter-related, so
I remember.
this should get us, in fact, I think it's, the warranty is on here,
Yeah.
10-year for the materials, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Curriculum and instruction, we've got nothing there tonight. Moving on to personnel, information action, CSEA job description revisions per October 20, reclassification MOU. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second?
and seconded.
This is the culmination of a lot of hard work. The reclassification process, basically, you go through your job descriptions and see what's outdated and what needs to be included. Some of these had the superintendent's name when I started like 29 years ago, so they hadn't been touched in a while. So we went through that process of aligning them to the new duties, and in some cases, it was used to do a comparison compensation study. So again, this is a lot of hard work. We worked in partnership with CSEA on this, and happy to bring it to you now.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I have a question. Veronica, how come the bus drivers report to you and not to the transportation coordinator?
The transportation coordinator is a CSEA position, and we have no supervisory authority through the CBA for CSEA positions. I would love that,
Yeah,
but.
it makes sense to me,
And it
but
might be something we could negotiate in terms of evaluation and oversight.
Yeah.
But currently, there are none
Yeah.
within the bargaining unit.
It was really just curiosity more than anything else.
Okay. Anything else? With that, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Administration Information Committee updates.
No new news.
Yeah, we just had a meeting 3 weeks ago, and vacation. Okay, annual records retention policy review, classification of records.
This just categorizes the different documents we need to keep and how long they're kept and how they're destroyed. So it's just updating that information.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the board? Moving on to action, quarterly report on Williams uniform complaints, period ending September 30th. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Any questions from the board? Any comments from the staff? There's nothing there.
No findings, yeah.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion, and I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Moving on to the period ending in December, same genre of report. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Also nothing there. Are there any questions from the board, though? Staff? Any comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Comprehensive safety plan for the current school year. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Staff?
We bring this to you yearly. We first met with our safety committee in late September and talked about just fire drills and things like that. But the changes you'll see in this have to do with the COVID protocols. And so that's been added. I want to give a thank you to one of our parents, Michael Kimball. He and his team do this for a living, and he's volunteered on our committee, but more importantly, he had one of his staff members actually read and vet through the whole document. So thank you to them for that.
Right on.
It's nice having parents that do this for a living, so.
Any questions from the board? Anything else?
I
Staff?
just have one reminder. This document has a signature page that we need all of y'all's signature on, so if you could give Monica a second at the end of the
So don't run
meeting.
away after the meeting so
Right.
fast.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
one of the rare that we need to collect all of y'all's.
Fair
John
enough.
Hancock. Thank you.
Thank you for that reminder. With that, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Moving on to Monterey County School Boards Association 2022 Excellence in Education Award. I don't even know, I can't even entertain a motion yet.
So moved.
Well, yeah, but what are we going to do?
Oh, what?
What's your motion?
Oh,
Are you going to
Sorry,
nominate,
well, we-
you going to nominate one of those organizations?
no, sorry. I was thinking we would need to have a motion before we decide which one we're going to pick.
I think someone needs to bring forward a motion with one of those organizations in it. And then if someone seconds it, we can
Okay.
debate it if we want to, and if not,
Okay.
just
Thank
go through the motions with the motion.
You know, Steve, what occurs to me is that it makes most sense for us to nominate an organization that our schools actually benefit from, and we don't know who that is. So I don't know if I want to table it. How about if I move that the principals find out if we're interacting with any of these organizations and feed that information back to Michael as our representative to the Boards Association, and then we'll trust his judgment to make a nomination for us.
I don't know if someone wants to second that,
Yeah,
but,
well, no, feel free to massage it.
my question is, one, what's the deadline?
Yeah.
Can we go another month and table this?
No, because it has to be in for the January 31st
This is the meeting, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And we haven't seen it before this meeting. So I think, I have the feeling that letting staff fill in the blank, so to speak, not to be cheeky, is not appropriate.
Well, that's not, okay, so
But I understand what
mistake-
you're asking for.
Yeah.
You want a list of folks,
Yeah,
organizations that we
I just want
actually.
staff to
yeah.
identify which organizations we interact with, and then have Mike, as our board representative to that organization, make the nomination on behalf of us.
Okay, you mean at the School Boards Association meeting?
So, yeah, so if they come back and they say, these are the 3 organizations we interact with, then Mike has to pick one as a representative.
That's true. The final vote would be at that meeting with,
Yeah.
and Mike is our representative
Right.
there. So how about we table this indefinitely
Well,
and
in-
let Mike decide?
And just let that happen.
And let
That's
Mike
true.
decide.
In the past, I think haven't we in the past picked aerial theater? Because we used to go to aerial.
We have, and I don't know
Yeah.
if they've won recently or not. I think there's some sort of rule that if
think
someone's
they're in
won
the list.
recently.
Yeah, they're on the
They're on the
list.
list.
Yeah, they are on
The
the
list of have not won?
They're
They're
nominated.
on our nominees.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking through the nominees, and in the past, so I was, along with what you've been saying, who has benefited our school? And aerial theater is something that we, before COVID, it was so amazing. And our kids go to these shows,
You're
and it's
debating a
fabulous.
motion before you make it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Make that motion.
I move for aerial theater to be our nominated group. How's that?
I second.
Thank you.
Any comments or debate from the
Now
board?
I can debate?
Yeah. Do you
They're
wanna speak to
so
your motion, Glenn?
amazing.
Could we weigh in?
Agreed.
Now that the motion's been made, there was 2 or 3, including Ariel, that says, yes, we have touched our kids, so I think that's a
There we
great
go.
choice.
All right. Anything else, anybody?
It's just, I hope that we can do it again soon. That's all.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. Okay. How's that?
I'm okay. If
Good.
the principals say that we interact with that organization, I'm good with it.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Moving on to consent. Is there anything we need to pull from consent?
Yeah, we need to pull the meeting minutes.
From December 15th, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll put that aside and come back to that. Does anybody want to pull anything else from consent? Seeing none, I'd love to entertain a motion on consent minus the board meeting minutes from December 15th.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Back to the minutes. We have some adjustments there.
Yes.
What are they?
So on page 143, on the election of the board officers, we need to change the nominee for the election of vice president of the board from Steve McDougall to Jennifer Cato. And we need to change the nominee of the election of the clerk of the board from Steve McDougall to myself, Michael Scott.
Not that you couldn't do all 3, Steve.
It looked like I was trying to take over. Okay. Easy change. Anything else? Is that it on the minutes? Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, staff can make that adjustment as long as we pass the motion. All those in favor to pass the amended minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Okay, moving on to oral and written communications. The board has received quite a few, although not as many as by the time we had our meeting 3 weeks ago. Oral and written communications regarding the situation at Buena Vista Middle School that we are trying to navigate our way through. I have received no other communication on any other topic through email, and I received no snail mail either. I don't know if anybody has anything different to say, but that's all I received. Okay. I will say that most of the communication in the last couple of weeks are from places far, far away from Spreckels, and even far, far away from California. Not all of it, but a significant amount of it. But with that, that's all I have there. And then we're moving on to individuals desiring to address the board. We have 3, I think. We have 3 slips tonight. Each speaker has 3 minutes each. We'll have a very large timer on the screen.
Saying 3.
When the time is expired, the microphone at the podium will be turned off, and then politely return to your seat so the next person can speak. We are asking the folks keep their masks on while speaking. You can be heard very well. We've checked that out already, and we're going to start with that right now. And we'll start with Frank Devine.
My name's Frank Devine. You know that, you just announced it. I'm going to address my comments to primarily the people that are not here, because I know directing them to the board is not going to get me anywhere. I'm sort of disappointed that there are so few people here after seeing so many just a few short weeks ago, but I thought that might be the case. Out of sight, out of mind. That's sort of the mantra now. My prepared speech was going to talk about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So my question, I guess, is to parents that are not happy with what we refer to now, I guess, as simply the situation at Buena Vista. Okay, that's all it is. It's just a situation. This board doesn't have an organic thought between the 5 of them. They don't have the chutzpah, the wherewithal to make any type of decision, enforce any type of disciplinary action. So in 3 weeks, these teachers will be back at school. They will have just gotten a 3 to 4 week paid vacation, back at school, no harm, no foul. So my question to parents, concerned community citizens, anyone that has an interest, what are you going to do? Are you prepared to pick up your son or daughter every day at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and pull them out of school for 55 minutes so that they don't need to be subject to the situation? Because that's what's going to happen. If you're a fool, if you think anything is going to happen to these teachers other than what I just mentioned. 3 to 4 weeks paid vacation, back at school, no harm, no foul. It's time to start taking drastic measures. You need to be prepared to do that. And as other people have continued to say for the last 6 or 8 months, this board has got to go.
Next, we have Mike. Next, we have Mike Lake.
Good evening. I'm here this evening to make a couple of points. I know some of you, I've known some of you a long time. I've got a lot of love for a lot of people here. And first and foremost, I want to say my sentiment with the situation is this is not an L, B, or G issue. This is an issue of 2 teachers that have become activists, and they devised a deceitful plan to deceive and lie to parents. We heard a lot of emotion last week. It was important for all of us to feel what this community's been feeling around the situation. My son was taught by Lori Caldera. I love Lori Caldera. She was a good teacher to my son. But that doesn't excuse criminal behavior. And one thing that I haven't heard out of anyone in the situation is a denial that the words uttered their lips, the denial of the crimes they committed against our children. They didn't deny it. They had a collusion media source with the San Francisco Chronicle and Lori Caldera's house taking cute little pictures and crying wolf because she was caught. They haven't denied it. And we're talking about 2 of the 3 in this situation of spying on our children's private internet searches and emails to profile in a predatory way our children to recruit for this club. And it's not about the club, and it's not about LBG. This is about exemplified behavior from our fiduciaries to our children's educational future that has been recklessly abused. And I say tonight, Travis Baraki, the IT administrator that provided that private information in order for them to deceive our parents and recruit these kids, must be terminated immediately. This investigation about what? Something they don't even deny? This needs to be a criminal investigation with our district attorney. And this board needs to start heeding our word because you serve at our pleasure. Our pleasure. I expect more from this board, and I expect more from the superintendent because I've got a lot of respect for this board and the superintendent. Thank you so much. Please do your job.
Next, we have Dahlia Epperson.
I'm speaking to the parents mostly. I want to give you a quick overview of what's been going on since 2016. California Board of Education, Planned Parenthood, and the ACLU created and implemented a progressive sex education and gender theory agenda by collaborating on AB 329 in 2016. Students are shown sexually explicit content from kindergarten through 12th grade. Topics include fisting, blood play, masturbation, oral sex, and more, regardless in some cases of parental knowledge or consent. This is from the Daily Caller News. From Politico News, California's first superintendent of equity lives in Philadelphia and has a separate job there, more than 2,500 miles away from the schools he advises as one of the highest paid officials in the State Department of Education, according to records and interviews. This is Daniel Lee, a psychologist. This was by journalist Emma Colton. I note he's had to resign, but this is the kind of corruption at the highest level that we're dealing with. Hundreds of highly distinguished science and math professors have signed an open letter expressing urgent concern over California's efforts to reform mathematics education in the name of social justice. The letter is signed by 597 science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM professionals, said the California Department of Education, CDE. Proposed new mathematics framework will aim to reduce achievement gaps by limiting the availability of advanced mathematical courses to middle schoolers and beginning high schoolers, making it more challenging for students to succeed in STEM at college. From the Daily Wire News, books that LGBTQ plus teachers like to have at reading time. I Am Jazz, a book that tells 4-year-olds they can pick their own gender, 4-year-olds. Or The Gay BCs, a book that teaches children that never-ending list of bizarre sexualities and gender identities. This is a trend, this is an agenda. They're targeting our children, they have been for years. Now it's just in our face obvious due to the situation. I have a team that helps parents run for school board every step of the way. They're volunteers. It's free. Please contact me. We will help you run for school board. Meanwhile, I suggest homeschooling.
Future agenda items. Do you have anything to add? Board members? It's a robust list already.
It is. I just wanted to bring back something that I think I mentioned at the November meeting and just getting more information or update of kind of the programs that are occurring right now to address the social emotional health of our students. I know we've been talking about that for a lot of months, and I know that we're doing a lot. And so kind of getting an update and really describing what's going on there in regards to the services, et cetera. So.
Okay, so social emotional, yeah. Yeah, I remember the request.
That's yell. All right. Anything else? Okay. With that, I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Please say aye. I have 7:39 p.m. I'm an aye as well. Motion carries.